What's up, everybody? It's your girl Kiwan, and I am back with a live RHOP reunion part one. Okay, reunion part one. Y'all, we really need to talk about this. I really wanted to come on live. Um, yeah, we needed to discuss. So, let me just get my little self together. Okay, that's all. Your girl just trying to get herself together. Y'all think I gotta go out and go back in. Oh, okay. No, I don't. Hey, JB. What's going on? Hey, Shayna. Hi. What's going on? Y'all, I just really had to come and talk about it. I didn't want to do a pre recorded. All right. So here we go. We started with the montage, the whole Wendy and Eddie montage of it all. And then we get to the social media alert when the Ostafos got arrested. All right. We forward to a week later, and then we have Wendy and Eddie talking about the arrest. Baby, y'all got them people shaking like booty meat, okay? Um, y'all got Wendy looking real disoriented, and Eddie just Eddie. Like I just, yeah, Eddie just Eddie at this point. It was okay. It was JB. What you thought about the reunion? I want to know. So for me, for me, justice for Eddie Hindog, and Pam Oliver. Okay. Because let me say, y'all, the way the insurance company scams us all the time, okay, I'm not mad at it. Okay. I'm just not. Anyway, they get emotional when they talk about how they heard Cam's voice. They really did irk me. They really did irk me. So we get emotional when they talk about how Cam's voice was and how she's so innocent and she didn't know what was going on. And my baby just ain't have a clue. Okay. So when they said, she was scared for the kids and she asked Eddie if it would affect their marriage. Eddie said it may have an impact on their marriage, but they got God and it's just encouraging each other. I will say this. Now I know I want justice for Eddie Hindog and Pam Oliver. However, y'all should have thought about this before, and then we wouldn't be in this sticky situation. Okay. A lot of people can get away with it. Y'all are the type of people that can't get away with this kind of stuff. All right. She really should have been on mute. And I really hope this her last season. So y'all, we get to 3 months later, the reunion. Everybody getting dressed. Ashley sees Karen door and was like, "Oh, this is Karen." And I'm just like, "Girl, fuck Karen." Anyway, and I like Karen. I'm just saying. So I want to say this. Shout out to Wendy and Eddie because they may have a target on their back, but they showed up. Hello, Karen. Them people showed up. Okay. Anyway, so Stacy walks out. And so Ashley just can't help herself. So she was like, "Oh, that's the dress I had on last year, yada, yada, yada." And it really wasn't. She just can't help herself, y'all. I just can't with Ashley. So Andy talks about how Giselle and Ashley had been on this show for a long time and how the show was supposed to be like it was a group that mom started, and Charisse wasn't initially a part of the group. And I actually thought Charisse was the one who spearheaded everything. And did. I really thought Charisse was the one that spearheaded this show and was the reason behind it. I don't know, y'all. Correct me if I'm wrong. Shout out to the 6 people in the chat. Make sure y'all like up the live, okay? So the way when I think when we started talking about Angel, they asked Angel, how was her season? Did y'all pay attention to how the camera panned at Ashley and Giselle when Angel was kind of explaining how her season was and all of the things? I was like, girl, y'all can't help yourself. And Kiana just gonna piss me off. She was just there. I will say this: Kiana's dress, when I saw it on TV, was very pretty. It was very pretty. Sharice is the one who that's what I thought. I must be tripping. What's going on, Mrs. Best? What's going on? Hello, hello. Shout out to thy chat. If I really would like everybody, if you need places to subscribe, please go to Mrs. Best Reviews. JB says what, and Shayna _MCD. All right. They try to take from Sharice liking the women. Listen, we don't like Sharice around here. I can't stand her. But, I will give credit to where it is due. All right. We get to Stacy. Stacy says she has grown. When I tell y'all Stacy, maybe it's just me. I feel like Stacy was whooping their ass on that stage. They tried to X her with Jack and Jill. Oh, yes. I remember somebody talked about that, but I don't know who talked about that. I don't like her. So anyway, y'all, we get to Wendy. All right. So Andy asked Wendy about the arrest and what could she tell them, So it was, y'all know, 16 counts of alleged fraud, allegedly. And she said that they have had court appearances, and this has been really trying for her and her family. And this investigation, of course, is still ongoing. So I guess it's so much that they can talk about. So then, right, that's right. You're right, Carlos King. So then they talk about how Carter knew what was going on, and I believe Carter saw it in his phone. So when they picked Carter up, Carter asked them what was happening. And, she kind of climbed in the back seat with Carter. They started crying. We cried. They cried together. Okay. And so they, moving forward, they started to tell their kids what's happening with the whole investigation, I guess with the court case, as things happen step by step. So I'm not mad at Wendy for that. I'm not. I know people, wanted to shield their kids, and that was one thing she did say, but I wasn't mad that, she wanted to talk about it. She really do. Okay. So I feel like this was Giselle breaking the ice, and she asked Wendy about the wig she had on and why that wig was twisted. She said the wig was wigging. I thought it was funny. Wendy was like, girl, that was my professor wig. Girl, that wig was a whole mess in that mugshot. And then they talk about the mugshot picture. So the reason why Wendy was smiling was because somebody was trying to make her laugh, and she was sad. Of course, I'm going to be sad. I don't come here to smile. Like, this ain't nothing to smile about, but I'm sure people recognized who she was and was trying to make it, I guess like a brighter day. I don't know. So we found out that she spent the night in jail, and Stacy asked, y'all, I love Stacy. She said, you spent the night in jail? Oh my God, how was that? When did Stacy say, did you use the bathroom? Like, when I tell y'all, Stacy is a woman. Like, I just love Stacy. I know Stacy. Okay, let's just get this out for the season. We all know Stacy is a liar. We know that, but she is comedic relief. She is comedic relief. Oh, baby, that wig was a mess. Okay? Stacy was. She was. So Giselle asked Wendy, if she's okay, because you're walking around like, just jovial and like everything is peachy. And I thought that Wendy was gonna say yes, she's okay, but she kept it. She kept it real. She said, no, I'm not okay. But her faith is what's holding her together. And Wendy having the absolute ability to smile through all of it, y'all, people do it all the time. People do it all the time. I know because I used to be people. Okay. So Ashley, y'all, hold on. Let's just check these comments before I they will never make me hate Stacy. They will never make me hate Stacy. They hate how unbothered Stacy is by them. She lies, but yet so does Gizanek and Ashley's forehead. And that is true. That is a true statement. So Ashley decides she wanted to take this portion and make it a moment and make it about herself. So she just bust out and said, "Listen, I'm just afraid of going to jail." And I was like, "You just had to make this about you, like." You really like she really had to make it about her. Like you lucky Michael didn't go to jail with his PDF file behavior. Like Ashley is a dickhead. Okay. I feel like I'm in enough minutes to say that. Ashley is a dickhead. Okay. That's all. They hate the fans love Stacey. That is true. I truly believe that. So then we get to Stacy, Miss QVC, Miss Still I Rise Hoes. Okay. We get to Stacy. And shut up, AR. Listen. I cannot stand that lady. So Andy, I think Andy loves Stacy. I think Andy likes Stacy. So he loved her QVC videos as well. So shout out to Stacey for her Vanity Fair article. Giselle congratulates her, and Stacey was like, wow, thank you. And so Andy asked Stacey, the things that you do on this show, does it make you performative? And of course, everybody makes a face because everybody feels like Stacey is performative. And I just kind of feel like I'm not going to show, for me, I think Stacey is like, I'm not going to show up in a way y'all expect me to show up, just so y'all can be like, I told y'all she was hood underneath all that QVC. That's how I feel. So I'm not mad at how she is unbothered. I'm not, yes, Stacey does know how to code switch. So I'm not mad at her for that. I'm not mad at her for that. And they are mad because her emotions don't really come out. I'm not mad at it. So Stacey said, I've always been the same person. What you see on QVC is what you see right here. Again, they're mad. So Tia said she heard Stacey had a conversation and it was in a totally different voice. Tia also said her voice was different and she was using colloquialisms of colloquial terms. And so Stacey said, well, you're the queen of accent. So Tia feels like Stacey is she feels like Stacey QVC voice is basically a front. And Tia tells her, you married up and you're trying to be prim and proper. And I'm just like, wow, Tia, wow, you're really looking for a moment. Like, I really felt like Tia was looking for a moment. Her tone changed when Tia kicked her. It did. It did. When they showed that flashback, I was like, oh yeah, your Detroit is coming out. And listen, it happens. It happens. So she told Stacey that she married up and she wants to be prim and proper. I'm looking at Tia and you married, and I'm looking at her like you married Lavender. So what we doing? What we talking about? Like, really, what we talking about? And the fact that they once again tried to pile on her. All right. So then we get into Stacey's integrity, which was at question. I was like, really? Like, this what we doing? So Stacy said she's still standing her truth about the whole TJ situation. Timu did meet TJ. Timu, whatever his name is, he did meet TJ. And she was the one who filed for divorce. So Stacy said she was hurt by Wendy and Eddie indulging in this whole TJ debacle of it all. Stacy said that Timu wasn't in town, and in fact, he didn't want to meet the Osefos based on what happened last season. And whether she lying about that, it don't matter because they can't prove it. So Stacey asked Tia why did she take the information back to the Osefos? Tia tried to explain herself away, but ma'am, at the moment you were being messy. And let's be clear, the meetup with Stacy wasn't to be pleasant or what, and it wasn't to get to know her. It was to gather information to take back to Giselle so she wasn't lying because you said it on camera. Like, I'm not understanding. So Stacy was like, you wanted to come and gather information so you can take it back to your master. So at this point, everybody flabbergasted. Everybody just, oh my God, come on. Like, she wasn't lying. She wasn't lying. So now you're mad at Stacy's choice of words. And I don't even think you're mad at Stacy's choice of words. I think y'all mad because Stacy is whooping y'all ass on this stage one by one. I'm just saying. So let me go in the comments. Her tone, we got there. Yeah, her tone did change. Nobody cares how Tia feels. Tia needs to focus on her lavender marriage and them badass kids. We all code switch. They gotta give my girl Stacey grace. They don't want to. That's the problem. They don't want to. I believe her and TJ still ain't come with any proof or lawsuit. I do. Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. I do believe her. I literally believe her. Oh, wait, hold on, y'all. I got two calls. Hold on. My bad, y'all. I'm back. I believe Stacy. So exactly, he hasn't filed any lawsuit. TJ was thirsty, and I think he mad because probably Stacy ended things, and I do think that she ended things to get back with Timu, and I think he felt the way, so he tried to put that lady out there. Like, that's how I feel. So since that didn't work with Tia decided to bring up the whole Chris Samuel situation and how she lied about that. Y'all, hold on. Let me go get some water. I mean, my bad, y'all. I'm back. So I feel like since that didn't work, so you think okay. You think that what did you think? What did she lie about as we talking about Chris? Like, I don't think she slept with Chris. She did say she hung out with Chris. And she went, I think she said something about she went on a date with Chris. So I don't know. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. But let me know, JB. Let me know. So since that didn't work, she bring up the whole Chris Samuel situation, and oh, you said, did she really lie about Chris Samuels? I'm sorry, I read that wrong. Y'all, I think she's being honest. I think they've had conversations, but at the end of the day, she was single at the time. Chris Samuels was single. I do think they went on a date. Right. I think they went on a date. I think if anything happened, like, I feel like if anything more happened, Chris bitch ass would have said something. He would have been put it out there, and he would have probably told Cookie fat ass. Okay, y'all, I can't stand Cookie. Let's anyway, because a lot of people gonna get cussed out this reunion. Okay, we just gonna start with Ashley today, and Ashley for me is a dickhead. Okay, anyway, she's not friends with Monique, so they don't. They are. They are. Like I don't understand it. So they talk about the whole cannabis situation. Giselle said, "Why didn't she say anything?" Again, Stacey said, "Because I don't owe you anything." Like it felt like they didn't have they moved, they started with the TJ situation. They didn't have nothing, so they moved forward with the cannabis situation. Didn't really have much there, even though she lied about that. She didn't tell Wendy fully. But I mean, I don't know. Maybe she's like most people. I don't say anything until something comes into fruition. Like I'm not finna talk about it until I know something is happening. All right. So she bring that up. I mean, they didn't get anything there. So then we bring Chris Samuels, which is why they brought on Monique. Like, and then when that didn't work, let's just fly over to Angel and let's talk about Angel. Like for me, they was just doing a bit too much. Like it's not your business. And for Giselle to want to know everybody's stuff and she don't share anything is I'm so sorry. It's crazy to me. Y'all, that is some crazy work. So, hold on, y'all. Y'all, this cough ain't ugh. So, y'all, none of the alleged lies. Somebody, okay, so there was a viewer question, and a viewer question was basically none of the alleged lies affect Giselle, Ashley, or Kiana. So why are y'all so pressed? So Giselle was like, well, you didn't think we wasn't gonna bring it to the show because they were showing the info. And Stacey said, no, she said she don't think she was treated fairly in the whole process, which I agree. She said, especially with women who've been drugged by y'all scalp, by y'all raggedy ass niggas. Okay, she didn't say that, but I just wanted to put that out there. Because y'all was dragged by y'all scalp, by the scalp by y'all niggas, I just felt like y'all could have shown me more empathy and compassion. Giselle and Ashley was like, for what? And I'm just like y'all just hell bent on not wanting to show grace or extend grace to that lady, which is so crazy to me. So y'all know when Giselle get mad, she starts to talk in syllables. She does it even when she's either mad or when she has nothing to talk about, when she has nothing in the moment. So Giselle tells Stacey that TJ got on the phone. I mean, TJ got on the phone and talked to Eddie. He said you paid him, and then it just so happened that her and Ashley was in LA. So you want us not to say anything? No, that wouldn't be authentic to the show. He said, you said it. I mean, he said it, you denied it. So let's move the fuck on. Again, that was Giselle mad because I feel like she didn't have anything else on Stacey and she couldn't prove anything. And Stacey kept backing her in a corner. Like the same corner y'all trying to back me in, I'm gonna push you hoes in a corner. And I feel like that's just what that was. So here come Kiana. This hoe. She said, my issue is Stacey wasn't being truthful and wouldn't own it. But what if Stacey was being truthful? If she told y'all what it was, y'all should have left it as that. Y'all kept trying to fight her because y'all, again, y'all don't have a storyline. Like Kiana, you couldn't use Greg for a storyline. Ashley and Giselle, Ashley ain't have a storyline since Michael. So then what she do after that? Start trying to play with what's her name? Candace. Ooh, child. That didn't work. So yeah, she'll come in and try to play with other people. That's the same thing Giselle do. She's never had a storyline. So what they do, they bully people and they use that as their storyline, which I wish production would step in and actually stop that, because that's bullshit to me. So Tia tells Stacy, do you see you just can't be the victim all the time, and the thing she's doing is making people react to her because you're a liar. So then Andy asks Stacy, how would she improve her relationship and regain her trust with the women? I was like, I mean, if it had been me, I would have just said, girl, fuck them hoes. But Stacy gave a pageant answer, of course. She said she will be direct, and she said she will try to regain everybody's trust if there is a next season for her. I feel like Stacy was being facetious. I do. Because Stacy knows she got a seat next season. Stacy know that. So fine. Andy tells Stacy, some people come on with a big head, and he asks, are you going to be the person to do that? And Stacy was like, absolutely not. So Ashley and Giselle can go. They bully others for a storyline. They get jealous when when the audience don't side with them, and that is true. I wish Stacy would have said she don't care if they trust her. Exactly. That's the only thing. Like, y'all, them pageant answers ain't it. Stand in it. Stand in it. And y'all, speaking of I promise you, this would have been a whole different reunion, because I would have said the same thing. And speaking, since we're talking about standing on business, we get to the whole angel of it all, the mercurial the mercurial portion of this reunion. Okay. Anyway, so Andy asks Angel where is she currently living. She says she's back and forward in Colorado, but they just purchased a home in Potomac. Ashley said, hold on, y'all. Oh, y'all, I'm so sorry, baby. I promise y'all, I did not start coughing until I got on live. Married to Medicine will be a pre-recorded. Anyway, Ashley asked Angel if she was sitting on 38 acres, and Angel said, if you lived in Potomac, you would know. Like, Angel, cool. I'm glad you getting everybody together, but we wish you kind of would have done it in an early season. But you know what? It still matter now, because we still kind of want you back next season. We want you to, do better. Okay, show up better. Cuss them out. Okay, that's all you need to do. Cuss them out. So Angel said when the whole eviction situation came up, Giselle, Wendy, and Ashley went to dinner just to talk shit about her. She also said, everybody was in their corners, like kikiing about the whole thing. So Wendy asked, how come she didn't check Tia? Because she was the one who called Giselle and told Giselle. She said they spoke about it. But my problem is, if y'all spoke about it, we should have saw that on camera. We should have saw you check Tia on camera, but you did not. And I didn't like that, because she was the one. Tia is messy. I cannot with Tia. I am not the biggest Tia fan. I did like Tia, but when I saw how she was moving, I was like, we're not doing that. So anyway, we find out all the people think that Bobby is the hottest husband. And I was like, okay, Eddie is cute. We still think Eddie is cute. So we talk about this whole chin check situation and how Angel's tone changed from the store to the Preakness event. Angel said she just didn't want to drag it out, so she just went ahead and offered up an apology to Kiarna, which I just don't feel like Kiana was deserving of an apology. I just don't. I just don't. So Wendy asks, can you understand how I will feel some type of way about this whole situation? Angel said when she watched it back, she said at that moment she understood. So I guess Kiana was trying to talk. And so she decided to cut them off and said, "What is this?" Like it was just this attitude and this energy that she had. So, okay. Wendy was like, I'ma let me and Angel are talking. It was just this whole back and forward. But Angel, again, she cowered down in that moment and she was like, no, I'm gonna let Kiana speak and then I'm gonna speak after. There needs to be a separation between Kiana and Angel. Like, I don't understand. There needs to be a separation between them. Um, or mainly Angel needs to woman the hell up and give her friend a business. Like I feel like Kiana's friendship and Kiana and Angel's friendship is unbalanced. I feel like Angel is probably more of a friend to Kiana than Kiana is to Angel. She should have, but she wanted a moment because she sat there with nothing to say because she didn't have a storyline. So Kiana and Angel, they decided to take this moment and apologize to one another. I was like, that was weird, but I guess whatever. So then we get to this whole catfish of it all. So Giselle was Andy asked Giselle what was her intention. She claimed she just didn't recognize. She was asking production, girl, go to hell. You was being messy as fuck. And everybody clocks her on that. Like, stand in that. Stand in it. If you was being messy about it, say I was being messy about it. So Giselle kept saying she wasn't trying to be shady. You were, because that's who you are. And Angel kept, she said, well, Angel kept bringing it up because she wasn't settled in her spirit. Let's be clear. She probably got there later, like we all, like some of us do, and be like, you know what, I should have said this and that. So she probably brought it up again. Angel said, you hoes was trying to haze me, and y'all was. I feel like they were trying to haze her. And they started with the catfish situation. And I guess they kept going on and on with it. And then they brought up the whole, her not living in Potomac and all of that. It's like y'all don't have something here and then y'all move on to something else when y'all decide who is y'all target for the season. So Wendy said to Angel, she was hell bent on blaming her and that she came in with a plan, and she looked at Giselle as her big sister, and she didn't want to have any, and because of that, she didn't want to have smoke for Giselle, but she wanted to have smoke for me. Even when they said it was even when they said it was Giselle. Exactly. She is. Her, all of them. Yeah. So then we get to did they say the asshole lips and the Forest Whitaker eyes? And Angel, I feel like she didn't keep it a buck in that moment. Hey, Alicia. I feel like she didn't keep it a buck in that moment either. So Angel said that what she said was harsh about Wendy. And I feel like I was pissed off at you. And so I was venting to my sister. And that's how I felt. Like, that's how I felt. I wish Angel would have stood in that, but she didn't. Thank you. No problem, girl. I tried. I just felt like Angel could have stood in that. But her excuse was Forest Whitaker and Wendy, they make these same facial expressions. I was like, huh? So now I'm going to go look for that. I want to see these facial expressions. So then we get to the picnic and they talk about the catfish, that raggedy ass Ashley. I hope she gets her pink slip this season. Okay. she can go live far, far away with her mama, like JB said, under that damn tent. We don't care. She has brought nothing. Nothing. Like absolutely nothing. So Ashley felt like it wasn't that deep. Ashley, it was deep to her because of the things she had going on. Y'all kept using it again to bully her. Y'all kept using it to taunt her. And to sit here and say, oh, it's not that deep. Girl, the way I would have cussed Ashley out on that seat, Ashley would have had nothing, and I mean nothing to say to me. So then we get to Ashley. So there was a viewer question about how Ashley used to be lighthearted, but then she's began to be really messy this season. And I'm thinking when it came to the viewer, what season did you start watching? Because she been messy. Like y'all remember when she brought her milk, her breast milk to the trip just to relay some message to Wendy about Eddie's cheating, and Candace called her out. She did. She called her out. And I was like, I wasn't mad at it. Anyway, so Ashley has many excuses on her behavior. Her behavior is trash because Ashley is a terrible person. So then Wendy said somebody told her that Ashley had a hidden vendetta against her. And I was like, huh? Who told her that? And Ashley said when Wendy came into the group, so that made me really believe that Ashley never liked Wendy. So Ashley said when Wendy came into the group, like Wendy actually came into the group, and this was all the way in 2020, like she was better than everybody in the group. So Wendy was like, listen, how you view me has nothing to do with me, but it has everything to do with you. Ashley said, I don't vilify my accomplishments. Wendy said, because you don't have none. And Ashley said, that's bullshit, bitch. And she said, at least I have one social security number. And I was like, Ashley, you thought you ate with that? You thought you ate with that? And how are you going to get mad because somebody come on here and say, I have four degrees? Like, I'm not understanding that. Wendy got so much flack for coming on and saying she had 4 degrees. But then the next season she came on, y'all know she had got her body done, and now she has no substance. Like, I don't understand. I don't understand. But we're here. Anyway, y'all, this was the end of this this reunion part 1. I think all the other 2 are going to be live. I'm going to do better with timing and everything. So the other 2 are going to probably be lives. And tonight, myself, Watching Mouth Reviews, and Mrs. Best Reviews, we are going to be on Shayna_MCD to talk about Bell Collective. I want to say live at 7:30, 6:30. Just y'all click the notification bell button, but I really think it's 7:30 Eastern. 7:30 Eastern. Hold on, let me read the comments. Ashley lists those Oh, you saying land on your back to a creep, opening now close. JB. I'm so sorry. That is true. Like, Ashley has nothing. Like, I don't know. I think a lot of us will be happy to see Ashley go. I mean, it's bad enough we have Giselle, but she's become somewhat likable, somewhat likable. But I also feel like they're going to keep Ashley on because she's messy and she's what they think she's what the show need, but she's really not. Anyway, Ashley can go. I'm over it. this reunion was okay. It wasn't bad. It really wasn't bad, y'all. I will bring y'all Married to Medicine, but that will be a pre-recorded because this cough is child. It's a mess. Anyway, this is your girl Q1 reminding you to keep showing up, keep growing, stay true to yourself. Okay? And I will see y'all in the next one. Thank y'all. And don't forget to like up the live, share, subscribe, comment, yada yada. And if you are a part of the replay gang, let me know. Drop it in the comments, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.